The Unitarian Universalist Association is guided by 7 principles, and beyond that we're guided by directives from our General Assembly. So all of our congregations get together every year, and they will, depending on what's going on in the world, will select something that's very important to them. And so 2 things have come up over the last few years which is very relevant to our work. One is climate change. So 2006 there was a resolution on climate change. 2014 there was a resolution on fossil fuel companies. And the other one is income inequality and wealth inequality, which is what we call a study action issue. And that is ongoing now with all of our congregations looking at that. So I think the first thing to say is that ICCR is a critical tool through which we live out these values because we pursue these issues in many different ways, through public witness, through statements, through demonstrations, but then also through our investments. So this view of the world and the view of how we witness to our faith and our values is expressed in many ways, including through my office, which manages our money. So in particular on the climate issue, we've been very involved with ICCR this year. I think ICCR has made it its #1 priority through a polling of all of our membership. And so we have added resources to this, and it has been so important to the UUA to be able to work with our colleagues in ICCR on the issue of climate change. And this year in particular, we're focusing on utilities and on heavy emitters. And that ties right into something we did last year. We did a greenhouse gas footprint analysis of our portfolio, and lo and behold, 1/2 of all the emissions come from utilities. So that tells me that's where we need to really be working. And then on this issue of income inequality, which is really, I think, so important, and I think it is corrosive to the society. I mean, I think that's a lot of what we're seeing in this year's presidential contest. And I hope we can listen to the people that we may not agree with, because it's coming from a place of pain. And it has to do with this income inequality and this migration of assets over the last 30 years to this very upper level. So at the UUA, we're trying to examine this and figure out ways to address it through whatever means we have. So I think this panel tonight was extremely informative. And I actually think the last thing we came to, which was this discussion of reparations to people of African American descent, is right at the heart of the whole problem. And I'm very grateful for tonight's panel.